Hi, welcome to Tem Studios. My name is Krish and I'm a technical account manager based out of New Zealand. This is another feature update for the work automation series. With this feature enhancement, administrators will be able to add date-based rules to execute business logics via work item flows. Administrators can now apply individual conditions for date-based rules, including due date, expiry date, and lifespan date, directly within work type configuration. Administrators can configure rules that execute the associated work item flow when configured conditions are met. This feature helps organizations manage and process work items more effectively based on business needs and timelines. For example, administrators can schedule a flow to notify an agent as a work item approaches its due date to help avoid missing SLAs, or trigger an email to the back office team on the settlement date of an insurance claim to process documents and request additional customer information. Let's take a deep dive into the configuration and a brief demo to see how this works. Please ensure you have the required permissions to perform the configurations that follows. If you require assistance with roles and permissions, then feel free to reach out to us or visit Genesis Resource Center. We will look at how this works first, followed by our configurational overview. I will use Genesis API Explorer to create a work item and set some dates. Once done, I will execute this request and see the confirmation. Navigating back to Genesis Cloud, and in the list view, I have selected my work bin. I'll hit refresh, and I'll see all the work items. I will now go on queue to receive the work item I've created. I'll answer the work item, update the status, and disconnect the work item. For this demo, I have created two rules. One, alert me in 2 minutes before the due date and time. Second, alert a queue in 2 minutes for a wider team's attention. Again, these thresholds are for demo purposes only, and it might differ based on your business requirements. This is my first rule kicking in, where the work item has reached its 2-minute due date and time threshold. I will update this again and disconnect the work item. I will now check if I'm part of the claims queue. I'm active on the claims queue. I should see another notification for expiry very soon. That's my second rule kicking in. I'll accept it and process the claim as required. And disconnect this work item. In both instances, if I go back to my list view and give it a refresh, I will see my SLA status, as well as my due date and expiration date. Right, we have an understanding of what this feature is all about. And now let's explore the configuration part. Navigate to Admin, Task Management, Work Types, edit your work type, and navigate to Rules. I have already added two rules for due date and expiry date. Let's explore these rules. Click Edit. I've given this rule a name. For Execute rule, I have got immediately, before, and after as options. I have selected before, and due date, expiration date, and lifespan as options, and I have selected due date. Do note, lifespan can only be selected if you have selected before as an option prior. If you had selected immediately on or after, lifespan would be grayed out, indicating it cannot be selected. Next, for time attributes, I will select the thresholds after which this rule will kick in. For this demo, I will just set the threshold to 2 minutes and I'll save this rule. Likewise, I have created another rule for expiry date. I've given it the same parameters as due date and I'll save this as well. Once completed, I will navigate to Admin, Architect, and Work Item Flow. Ideally, the rules are put in place prior to creating the flow that would allow the administrators to effortlessly have flows created with all the logics added from the work type. In our case, we will be updating flow manually. Click Edit to edit your flow. Start by adding a reusable task. In my case, I've added a reusable task already. Add a switch action and give it a name. Set the evaluation style to take part of first case that matches an expression. Add the following expression in, where it checks for event data or event data rule with the specific name to pass through. If the event data name is due date, the work item will pass through case 1. If the event data name is expiry date, the work item will pass through case 2. I've added transfer to user action where the assignee of the work item is alerted. And for case 2, I've added transfer to ACD where the work item is then transferred to the claims queue. If you have more than one date rule added, you can increase the number of case and add your date rule name as you go. In our case, we only have got 2 rules, as such 2 cases. Once done, navigate to initial state, add a decision action, give it a name, change the expression type to expression, and add the following expressions. This ensures the work item checks for any date-based events. Add a call task action under yes and redirect the call task to the reusable task you have created. Leave everything else as default. This will ensure the reusable task is only triggered if there are any date-based rules configured, else it will end the flow. Save the work item flow and hit publish to publish the work item flow. You have now successfully configured the date-based rule and its action for work item automation. That wraps up the feature demonstration. Hope this video was informative. Let us bring your imagination to reality. Please comment below or email us on temstudios@genesis.com. Please stay tuned for more work automation videos as we create them. This is your Tem signing off. Thanks for watching.